Welcome to episode 190 of the Irresistible You podcast. All right, you guys, I am going to continue doing the 10 pounds, 10 times series in this episode today, where I chronicle my journey to lose 100 pounds. And last week, I shared in episode 189 just how I am feeling. I'm fed up. I'm fed the F up with the weight journey, with having to think about it. It's been so hard for me this time around to get a grip on everything. It's been hard to think about food, to plan, to track, to do the things that I know I have to do in order to be successful in losing weight. And I'm just at a place where I'm still fed up. And I'll explain some of that in a little bit and what I'm planning to do going forward. But I'm just have been so overwhelmed and consumed in my world and the things that are going on, where I was just like, okay, Amy, why is this thing, weight loss, that you want so bad, you physically feel horrible right now, you want to get this weight off so bad, why has it become so hard for you this time around? And I also have been battling thoughts of just severe, I'm not diagnosed ADHD or anything like that, but I sometimes have a really hard time focusing and paying attention and getting through things from start to finish. And lately, it's just been next level, where I'm in the middle of doing something on the computer and my brain goes, oh, well, what about this? Did you check? Oh my God, did you pay this bill? Oh my God, did you pay the personal property tax? Oh my God, that one thing is due for Catalina's cheer class and you haven't turned it. My brain has just been ping-ponging back and forth. And I'm like, okay, we need to get a handle on this. And so I did this exercise. I just kind of thought of this and I went on the computer and I pulled up a spreadsheet and I'm like, we need to create a pie chart, because I always feel, and I know I've shared this in episodes before, like my brain is a pizza and I've got a slice over here that is, one child, and this slice is the other child, and this slice is the dog, and this slice is the house, and this slice is the business, and this slice is that project and this project. And that I'm being pulled in so many different directions. And I needed to visualize this. And this is nothing fancy. There's no formality to this. But what I did is I went in a spreadsheet and I started writing down or typing every single responsibility or obligation or thought that consumes me on a day-to-day basis. Okay. And then I took that information and I created the pie chart. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm going to hold this up and let it focus so you can see. Okay. Do you see all the colors in this chart? Each color that you see there represents a responsibility or a thought or something like that. So for example, I just put Catalina, Javi, Chewy, Frank, type 1 diabetes, instructional design contracts. And then I put every single client that I have within that, the podcast, meal prepping, groceries, cheer, art class, school, paying the bills, tracking food, weighing in, doctor's appointments, taxes, medical bills, and homework, and on and on and on. And what was really interesting, because I'm a very visual person and I also like data, when I look at this, because I did not assign anything or anyone a particular weight, right? I didn't give them a percentage. But when you put everything on this list and I looked at it, it was giving everyone and everything 2.9% of attention. So roughly 3%. Now, this was very sobering to me, very shocking, honestly, because I needed to see it this way. Now, we know, and I know, that I'm not giving 3% of myself to my daughter or my son or my dog or my husband or my business. We know that those pieces of the puzzle are getting a good chunk of my time and a good chunk of my mental and emotional energy. But when you start to feel like life is going out of control and that your thoughts are just obsessive and you're ping-ponging all over the place, and then you are hard on yourself because you can't lose weight, or you don't have the mental capacity or the emotional energy to sit down and track and plan what you're going to eat, this is not giving you like an excuse. It's giving you data to show why this is so hard. And I will tell you right now, more than any other time in my life, I have more on my plate and more responsibilities now than I've ever had in my entire life. You know, I have 2 small children. I have a 2-year-old. I have a 6-year-old. I have a dog who's about to be 14. My 6-year-old has type 1 diabetes. Like, I run my own business. I have contracts. I have clients. I have the podcast. My life is very full in like a fulfilling type of way because I've created this life. I've created this lifestyle. But I'm a little bit at a breaking point right now where I have realized and recognized, in order for me to feel a certain type of way, in order for me to manage these things that are going on in my life, there's some help that I'm going to have to get, you know? And so that help includes, you know, other people, and it includes some medical intervention, which I'm going to talk about as well. You know, I'm currently, you know, trying to find a housekeeper. I'm trying to find a babysitter / nanny that can come to the house a few days a week, or can give me and my husband, you know, a date night. Wouldn't that be amazing? Because God knows those won't ever happen anymore. Knowing that if I want to have better balance in my life, if I don't want to be ping-ponging all over the place, if I don't want to have a graph that looks like I'm giving 3% to each thing, then we have to figure out ways to get help. And, you know, the weight piece of things, I'm just done. I am fed up. I'm done. You know, even when I'm putting in the work and I'm making good choices and I'm tracking my food and I'm drinking my water and I'm, you know, trying to plan meals the night before and pick healthy choices, the weight is not coming off. For whatever reason, be it a hormone imbalance, age, it's just become extremely frustrating, and it has become extremely, the word I want to use on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it right now. Defeating. It feels defeating right now. And this past week, you know, I did my weigh in again, and I don't want to get into all the like numbers because, you know, it's a lot, but like it was up 2 pounds, then it was down 2 pounds. Like that 232 number that I was sharing with you guys last week, it was 232 on Monday morning, which I will say I was very happy for the weekend. I did not gain. And I did not fluctuate like I normally do. But then I get on the scale on Tuesday and it's up 3 pounds, and it's still up 3 pounds. So it's like, I mentally can't do this anymore. I cannot continue to feel like I don't want to use the word suffering, but like sacrificing maybe is a better choice. I don't want to continue to feel like I'm sacrificing. I'm physically hungry. Like I'm actually hungry a lot. And the work that I'm doing to try to get the weight off is not yielding the right results on the scale. I'm done. There's something wrong. There's something that's not jiving anymore. There's something that is just not there. And these intrusive, obsessive thoughts constantly about wanting to lose weight, deciding what I'm going to eat. Oh my God, I need to track this. Oh my God, I didn't track this. And just, it's become too much. And I told you guys last week, there's no way in hell I'm giving up, right? I'm not going to give up because I know if I give up, I'll be off the scales, literally off the scales. And I'm not willing to do that. I don't want to ever go through that again. I don't ever want to go through the feeling of gaining a shit ton of weight because it feels awful. And, I'm just floating around in this like 10-pound range for the past, it's been months now, right? And I need an intervention. I need that brain chatter. I need that to go away. I need to turn off the having to think about it all the effing time. I'm sick of it. And I was thinking, it's like, why is this so hard right now? Like, you've been able to do this before. You've been able to turn off that chatter, and you've been able to work on your thoughts, and you've been able to, implement things in the framework and get through it. And it's like the pie chart. It's the pie chart. The pie chart is the reason why, when I have 2 small children that depend on me, I have a dog that depends on me, I have a household to run, I have a business to run, I have a child with a chronic medical condition. These past 2 years have been really hard on me. And sometimes we don't want to give credit. I don't know if credit is the right word, but we don't want to give space to something because we think we've healed from it, or we think we're doing okay. And most days I am okay. But am I really? Because I'm being pulled in 500,000 directions. And then I wonder why I don't have time to get in the office and get creative with different products and things for the podcast that have been on my to-do list for a year. Why I can't just get the weight off, 2 years after Javi was born. Because I'm being pulled in all of these directions, and these things that are pulling me are things that need my immediate attention. I can't tell type 1 diabetes, take a seat, I'll be with you in a minute. If my daughter's having a low in the middle of the school day and my alarm is going off on my phone, I can't tell my work and my project that I'm on, hey, hang on a second. It has to be taken care of immediately. So there's this constant hyper-vigilance, a little bit of survival mode still at times that consumes me. And at the end of the day, literally at the end of the day, when the kids are asleep, and I finally have time to myself where no one is slacking me on the computer, no one is pinging me, no one is calling me, no one needs me, I will be very honest, food has been something to look forward to. And I know that is not okay. I logically know this. But in this hard season of life, to have that little pocket of time where, yeah, I'm going to sit on the couch and eat cheesecake and watch stupid shit on TV. That's just what's going to happen. It's just been really hard, and food has been one of the things to look forward to, honestly. And so so when it comes to sitting down and saying, okay, let's plan out the week, let's track, let's meal prep, blah, 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 I don't have the emotional capacity sometimes to give a shit. It's like I give a shit, but I don't give a shit at the same time. And when I do put the work in and I see how hard it is lately for the weight to come off, it's very defeating where it's like, why am I going to invest this time and energy when it's not even getting me anywhere? It's just this constant 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And it's like, this is exhausting. There has to be a better way. I need help. And I know what to eat. I know what to choose. I know what to do. I know how to do the thought work. I know how to do all of it, but I need a boost right now. And I wanted to be very transparent and honest with you guys because I am sharing my weight loss journey. And I don't want to hide something that you may start to see me having success and me not give credit to all of the pieces of the puzzle that I'm going to be doing. And so I am going to be seeing a weight loss doctor. I've done this in the past. I've done it before. But I'm going to a weight loss clinic, weight loss doctor, and I am going to determine with them what is the best plan for me, like explaining my symptoms, physically not feeling well, tired all the time, can't get the weight off no matter what I do, and with them determine what the best route is. Now, everybody right now I know is talking about the injections, the Ozempic, the Mounjaro, the Wegovy, the semaglutide, all of those things. I am very open to that. And when these injections first started having buzz, online and in circles and things, and people were talking about it, I thought, here's one more thing. Like, I wasn't bought into it at all because I just wasn't. Because as you all know, because you've probably lived this as well, and those of you that have been listening to me since the beginning, I've tried everything. I've tried all the medications. I have tried all the diets. I had tried all the plans. And they all work up to a certain point. And I am just at a place in my life right now where in order to do the emotional work, the emotional weight loss, the thought work, the irresistible framework that is required, that I know is required in order to have the irresistible life that you want, I need this extra help to intervene and allow my brain to shut the fuck up. Because the food thoughts, the weight thoughts, they are intrusive. They are obsessive right now. And not in the sense of like inner fat bitch, like I hate you, you're gross. It's just like, okay, oh my God, I got to decide what to eat. I don't even want to decide anymore. I don't even want to think about it anymore. I'm so sick of it. And knowing that whatever I eat, God knows is probably going to make the scale go up no matter what it is. I don't know if there's something medically going on. It's a hormonal imbalance, but there's definitely something more happening to me lately that is causing this kind of place for me to be in physically. So getting that intervention to help turn the brain chatter off so that it makes it easier for me to make those decisions, so that it makes it easier for me to say no, so that it makes it easier for me to just go upstairs at the end of the day and not go back to the couch and eat cheesecake, so that I can actually do the work in my thoughts to lose this emotional weight that I know I'm still carrying from these past couple years. Sometimes things take longer than we want them to or that we think they should. And I know that I'm still carrying some emotional weight from the trauma of the past couple years. And so if I can take something off my plate that's going to help me not have to worry about food and allow me to spend more time in the other areas that I need to spend time in. And that is also at the same time going to allow me to feel better physically. I'm here for it. I will always be here for it. So I don't know yet what the protocol or the treatment is that I am going to begin. I'm going to discuss that with the doctor this week when I go to my appointment. I also have a full primary care doctor visit, which I don't even know the last time I've ever done that, where I'm going to have full workups done and all of just get everything checked out. Everything has to get checked out, right? And this physical that I have coming up, I booked this in March, you guys, and it was the only thing available was in June. And that was the first available because all the other appointments were like January of next year. So getting in to see doctors right now, it's a problem. It's a huge problem that needs to be solved. I digress. But obesity is a chronic medical condition. And I know this. I know that, and I've always known that this is something I have to work on every single day of my life for the rest of my life. I have been in this place since I was in elementary school. I started my first diet when I was 12. I'm tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm really tired. I'm over it. But I'm not willing to give up because, let's bring the self-love component in for a second, right? Some people would say, oh, getting on injections or medications or whatever, that's an easy way out, or you don't love yourself or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, bitch. Because I love myself enough to want more for myself, to want a better life, to feel better, to look better, I am going to do what's necessary. And I'm going to approach this from that place of self-love, not because I hate myself, because that is what's very different for me this time around. Is like, I know I have a good life. I am very blessed. I am very grateful. I just want to get this weight off so I can feel better too. Because I don't feel good with the weight. I don't feel good. And so I don't know yet if that's going to be any of those, prescription injections or medications. I don't know. But I'm going to explore the options and I'm going to figure out the right plan based on, how my body is doing and what's going on. And I will be very open and share that with you guys. Like once I have that information, next week's episode, I will come back and I will share with you what I'm going to do and take you along on that ride. There is no shame in that. There is no shame in admitting that you're in a rough spot and you need some extra help. So I want you to know that too. Like, this is not Hydroxycut. This is not like carb blockers from, remember them things like carb blockers and Hydroxycut and all this bullshit like Slim Fast and all this stuff. This is prescription strength medications that have been shown to really help. Like I've been doing so much research on the injections lately. And because like I said in the beginning, I was like, I'm not really feeling that. I don't know. But being in this place now, as I've started to learn more about it and people telling that it has turned off the brain chatter. It has turned off the intrusive thoughts and cravings around food so that they could make better choices, so that they can work on their emotional weight. And that is exactly what I need. And so there's a lot of really good things and case studies coming out from people that are doing this. There's nothing wrong with help. Here's what I want to tell you for those of you that might be a little confused. You cannot rely on a drug, an injection, a diet. You cannot rely on any of those things by itself and like put all your eggs in that basket, that it's going to be like this magic cure that's going to fix you, that's going to take away the emotional eating, take away the binge eating, take away the emotional weight. It's not. You have to do these things in tandem. So, the pieces of the Irresistible You framework that I know based on experience, based on results that I know work for me, I am still going to be doing those things while taking the medication or the injections, whatever it is that we decide. And knowing that I will have the brain space and the capacity, as long as this stuff works as planned, that I can take some of that edge off and be able to enjoy things again, to be able to have the energy. Because that's the other thing is I don't have any energy. Don't have it. I'm tired. I go to bed tired. I wake up tired. And I know a lot of it is the pie. Take out the pie chart again. When you're pulled in that many directions, of course you're tired. And I saw a thing the other day. It's like, I wish I could find it. It's like, this is not the tired of like, go to bed at 8:00 tonight and get a good night rest. That is not the kind of tired that I'm feeling. Because I can get a good night rest and I still feel like shit in the morning. This is a deep, deep exhaustion from the depths of my soul. Like in my soul, I'm exhausted. And when you feel this way, you know, it makes it hard on the emotional and mental level to make better choices. It also physically makes things harder as well because you just don't feel good, and it's like this cycle. So this is where I'm heading. And I don't know if that's going to be a turnoff for some of you. And if it is, you know, then that is what it is. I will not, and I will never apologize for the choices that I make for me and my life and my body. You can either respect that or you can keep it moving. I'm good either way. And I truly mean that. Like, it does not offend me. For those of you that want to keep riding on with me, hey, I'm here for it. Let's do it. But I have to make choices for me and my lifestyle and where I am. And I need this intervention. I need this help. I truly, truly need it. And, you know, that's just what it is. Okay. You know, the other day this week, well, I told you I was, back to 232 on Monday after the weekend. And last week, the weigh-in was 233.3. So, you know, we're still in that same range. And when I got back on the scale the day after Monday, it was like 235, I think. It's like 3 pounds up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like 3 pounds in a day? And I get it. I know there's fluctuations. I know this, but this is more than fluctuations. This is just like, this is crazy making behavior. And I can no longer allow this to consume me. And I did have that moment of like, what difference does it make anymore? Like, I'm tired of making choices for food that I don't even really want to eat. Do I want to eat the fucking egg whites and the grilled chicken? No, not really. And so many times where, you know, you make these sacrifices for what you really want to eat. And I had breakfast that morning because I was out running some errands before I came in the office. And I was like, F it. I'm going to Chick-fil-A and I'm not getting an egg white grill. If I have to eat another egg white grill, I'm going to vomit. And I got myself the damn biscuit. And it was like, I talked about it in last week's episode where you kind of like revenge eat, but it's like, who are you trying to get revenge at? Who are you trying to show? Because at the end of the day, you're only hurting yourself. And I will admit that day was like a binge day. I haven't really had binge days. I don't remember the last time where I just didn't give a shit, you know? And I realized you're only hurting yourself here. This is not good. We've got to break the cycle. And if I don't get help and I don't get intervention in a medical way, I don't know where I'm going to end up. All I know is I have to stop this before it gets any further because I feel out of control right now. I don't like how this feels. I don't like how the weight feels. I just want it off. And, yeah, it's like if I can do that and I can free up more headspace to put more energy into other things, that would be fantastic. You know, and I don't think getting on a drug or an injection or anything like that, it does not take away the fact that you still have to work on your relationship with yourself, your relationship with food. But if you can quiet down the chatter, if your stomach can actually feel full, the way like a normal person's stomach should be full, then you have more headspace and more margin in your life to make those choices. And so that's what I need. And it was so funny because this morning I was kind of doing some reflection work and I kept thinking again, like, why am I having such a hard time, you know, being creative? I have a list of products and services that I want to launch through the podcast, and I just haven't been able to get around to it because it goes on the back burner, because the client contracts, you know, that are going to bring the money in immediately, the children, all of those things become the priority because they are a more urgent need. And then I don't have the time to get creative. Like I used to, you know, geek out at night or in the afternoons and come up with ideas and new products and new content. And I've been very absent on social media in the last couple years because I just don't have the energy to do it. I don't reach out to people to set up appointments or outings or dates or whatever because I don't have time. I don't, and it's not even just having the time. It's like the mental energy that it takes to get things done. And so this is just me at a crossroads in my own life of admitting my life has become unmanageable. I have too much on my plate. So we're going to do the things that we need to do to take that pressure off. And that's just what it is, y'all. Like, that is what it is. And I'm excited about it. I have a little bit of healthy fear around it. But I want to get back to feeling irresistible again. I want to get back to just looking forward to waking up in the mornings and being excited about, what's going on, and to be more energetic with my kids. Like, so many times I have found myself like, I don't really feel like doing that. And I'm like, oh my God, I swore I would never do that. Like, they want to have a dance party, or, like they watch these videos on YouTube that are like these little dance games or whatever. And I'm just like, y'all go do that. I'm done. And I don't want to be like that. I want to have the energy to be silly and crazy and, run around. And so I'm going to do what I need to do medically to make that happen. And I hope that you come along the journey with me. But like I said, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. And that's okay too. Like, it's okay. So stay tuned for next week. I will be back with an update on what the plan is going forward and just take you guys along the ride with me. You can always listen on your favorite podcast player. You can also watch, if you like watching, you can watch the episodes over on YouTube. I do publish every single episode on YouTube where you can actually see me on camera talking to you. So that's another way for you to enjoy the podcast. I really, truly want to get back into social media, like on a, some type of consistent basis. And I hope that I can find space to be able to do that, because and it's not that I don't want to. I sit there and I consume content and I have all these ideas and these things I want to post and these things I want to share. And then when it goes to putting in the action, I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, well, no one even cares. Like, no one's going to care if you publish this or not. And I've been going through a little bit of that too. So I don't know. I will get there. Things will get better. I now have a plan. And I don't know what else to say. That is what it is, guys. I'm going to end it here. And hopefully you come along the ride with me. If you haven't done so already, I would love if you could leave a rating and review on the podcast player of your choice so that I can get your feedback. And also it helps other people that need this community to find this community, because that is a hard thing. The algorithms are very hard to break through. So that is one of the ways that you can help me and help support the podcast and show your love in that way. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Make changes where you need to make changes. Don't be afraid to admit when you need help. Raise your hand. Send me a DM. Send me a message. Let me know how you're doing. And I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.